Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my review of the Ricoh CX2 Digital Camera. Now this is one solid little digital camera that offers a 9 megapixel capture and a 10.7 times optical zoom. Now what that 10.7 times optical zoom equates to is a 28 to 300 millimeter lens. Now before I tell you any more about the CX2, let's take a look inside the box to see what you get. Now this top section here houses a camera user guide which covers the basic operations and also advanced operations of the camera, so a fully printed user manual, so absolutely superb. I like the fact you get that instead of a CD. You also get some software for Windows and Mac on CD, and you'll use this for perhaps driver discs for the camera, but also when you're shooting continuous frames, there's some additional software you need to install to extract the individual photo frames from the files it produces. You also get some registration details for the warranty information itself, some more details about charging the battery in different languages, and then we're back around to the user guide. So that's the top section taken care of. Let's have a look at what you get inside the bottom section. Now inside the bottom section of the box we've got the CX2 camera itself. I'm going to pop that to one side because I'm going to show you this in much greater detail in a moment. And we also get a charger, and this is a multi-voltage charger, so you would plug whatever country's power cable you need in this end, and then the battery goes in this section here. We also get the power cable. Now I'm in the UK, so on this end of the power cable I've got a 3-pin UK plug. This will be different depending on which country you reside in. And we've also got a USB cable, so if you want to get your pictures off the camera via USB, then you can. Most people nowadays take the memory card out and then they get the pictures off the camera via a card reader. And then last but not least, we've got a video cable here for displaying your pictures or video footage on a television. So let's pop this box to one side and I'll give you a closer look at the Ricoh CX2. So this is the Ricoh CX2 up nice and close for you. I've already mentioned this awesome 10.7 times optical zoom, which gives you equivalent of 28 to 300 mm lens. Around the back of the unit we've got a gorgeous 3-inch screen. It's great colours and a mega high 920,000 dot resolution to it. Now there are plenty of features on the CX2, and before I run through those I'm just going to give you a brief tour of the rest of the camera. Now to the right of the screen we've got menu, function, self timer and trash can button, and also a display button. We've got a playback button here for playing back whatever you've recorded. Then we've got a little speaker down here as well, and then up here we've got a little rocker switch. Now when you're in the menu system it acts as up, down, left and right. When you're in camera mode then you've got shortcuts to macro and also the various flash modes, and it also clicks in and out as well, so it acts as a select button as well. Around this side of the camera we've got two little connections here for a lanyard connector or a strap. Underneath this little flap here we've got the audio out connector and also the USB socket. Just back round to the front very briefly, we've got the flash and a very nice grippy area here. Nice texture to this, so it makes it nice and easy to hold in the hand. This side of the camera is completely clear. And then on the bottom of the camera we've got a standard tripod mount, and then we've got a little flappy door that opens here to reveal the battery and the SD or SDHC memory card. Back round to the top of the unit we've got the power on off button, so if I push that now we see that the lens protrudes from the front of the unit, and then we've got the shutter button here, and this is shrouded by a little rocker switch for zooming the lens in and out. So at full zoom you can see it's fully extended now, and then back round to that 28mm wide angle lens, which is very useful indeed. To the right of the shutter button we've got the mode dial, and the mode dial starts with an easy option, which means that the camera tries to intelligently determine what you're taking and switches between portrait and macro mode, for example. It works very well in practice. Then we've got a scene mode. Now there are loads of scenes that you can choose from, including high contrast black and white, portrait, manner, nightscape, night portrait, landscape and sports photography, to name just a few. You also get awesome face recognition and blur reduction, which both work extremely well indeed. Then we've got a movie mode. No high def movie shooting on this camera, it's just 640 by 480, but this is all about the photography. The CX2 is a photographer's camera, and it's the fact that they've included the video mode is just a little bonus there should you need it. Then we've got My 1 and My 2, and it's in these sections that you can do various settings on the camera and then save them to the positions on this mode dial for easy recall. And then we've got a full auto mode here, which allows you to change a few of the settings, and then next one round is the dynamic range control, which allows you to take some enhanced photographs, perhaps in low light. Next one round is the continuous shooting mode. If I just pop round to the back of the camera and delve into the menu for you, you can see the various choices you've got for continuous shooting. Now the very top one takes shots continuously at around about 5 frames per second. This next one down is a 5 frames per second at full resolution, so you're getting the 9 megapixel capture, and a total of 15 frames are taken, so around 3 seconds of continuous shooting. Next one down, it drops down the resolution to 2 megapixels, but it'll take 30 shots per second, so this is great for things like sports analysis. Next one down, it drops down the resolution again, this time to 640 by 480, but it will take at 60 frames per second for a length of 2 seconds. So you're getting 120 photos at 640 by 480 for the 2 seconds. And then last but not least, again at 640 by 480 you get 1 second of capture, but 120 frames in that 1 second time span. Now it's worth noting that when you're recording in this continuous shooting mode, you do have to use an additional process once you get the files back on your computer, and it allows you to extract the individual frames to either your PC or Mac. There is a version for both platforms. Now I'm just going to pop this into auto mode and then pop back into the menu system. I just wanted to show you some of the adjustments you can make and how the menu system works. So here I'm on picture quality size, and I can choose between that extra fine 9 megapixel quality. I can drop it down to maybe 8 megapixels in 3:2 format, and the interesting one for me is this 6 million pixel, which gives you a 1:1 square aspect ratio, which creates square photos right out of the camera. So very artistic mode to perhaps try out now and again. Let's go back to here, and we've got focus modes. We can choose from multi autofocus, spot autofocus, continuous, multi-target, manual focus and snap focus. So some great choices there. We've got pre-autofocus, we've got exposure metering, various image settings for black and white, sepia or vivid colours. We can have flash exposure compensation, auto bracketing, timed exposure. The list goes on and on. There's some fantastic modes in here for you to use, and a lot of control. If I just go back to the settings menu, and here we can set various things such as formatting the memory card, LCD brightness, what the various buttons do on the camera, operation sounds, ISO settings. At the moment it's set to auto 1600. We can set it to auto 400 or 800 as well. We can also have an autofocus auxiliary light come on, sounds, volume settings, digital zoom image, a grid overlay. So lots and lots of choice when it comes to the menu system and the configuration of the camera. Now the list of features is so extensive that I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to tell you what I think about how this camera performs. Now here are some photos I've actually taken on it, just showing you that beautifully crisp 920,000 dot resolution screen. Very pleased with the results that this camera produces. What I don't like is the noise it makes when focusing. It also seems a little slow at locking onto focus sometimes. What I do like is this high-res screen, the close-up macro setting, which gets you as close as 1 centimetre to your subject. And then when I'm in shooting mode, if I go back into shooting mode, at the bottom of the screen here is an electronic levelling meter. So if I turn the camera, you can just about see it in shot there. When I'm straight on, so when I've got the camera level, it turns to green, and this works both in landscape and in portrait mode. So again, you can just see it at the bottom of the shot there, locking onto green. I like that a lot. It's very useful for making sure you've got your shot straight. The list of what I like actually goes on and on. It says a lot to like about the CX2. But because what matters is the image quality, I should tell you that the results are wonderfully accurate photos. They're pin sharp in the centre, right out to the edges, minimal barrel distortion, and a respectable amount of noise even at higher ISO settings and in low light. Now the CX2 is available in 3 different colours. You can get the rather fetching black looking model here. You can get a silver model or a black pink combination. And now this little wonder of a camera is going to cost you around £270 in the UK or $380 in the US. For your money you get rock solid build quality, superb looking photos in a camera that any pro would be happy to carry around as their second camera. Well, thanks very much for listening. This was my review of the Ricoh CX2 Digital Camera. Come back soon and check out more reviews on the Geekanoids channel.
This video review is sponsored by Crucial, the memory experts. They provide reliable PC, notebook and Mac memory to boost your system performance and improve your general workflow.